Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Cap Recap. I'm Josh Clement, and last week I had such a great time in Montreal that I thought, why not go up there again and meet our newest blogger and featured author, Genevieve P.M. Roy. So, how are you, Genevieve?
Hi, nice to see you, Josh.
What a pleasure it is to finally meet you. You've been contributing to the Borderless North website, and the response has been amazing. We needed to finally get together so we could learn a little bit more about you. Maybe you could share with our viewers sort of your ties to the area?
For sure. Well, first of all, I'm thrilled to be on board. I'm born and raised in Montreal. I'm from a Singaporean mother and a French-Canadian father. And I did my background in international marketing and communications. So I'm really happy to be here on the team and covering all the delightful things to do and see here in Montreal.
That's wonderful. And I know a big thing for you is getting around to restaurants in the Montreal area.
Definitely.
And so what you'll do is you'll go into a place and sort of try out the food.
I am open to trying all different restaurants, from regular student joints to fine cuisine, the top of the town. I like covering hotel restaurants, and it's not just limited to restaurants. I'm interested in covering food festivals, benefit events. I'm also covering certain concerts, certain plays, events, and benefits, fundraisers and benefits.
So, and you have sort of a back history of doing this work. Did you do this before?
I used to work in marketing for Warner Brothers. I was their representative for the films here in Quebec. And yes, I have a little bit of contacts here and there.
Sure.
For sure.
If people see you coming into their restaurant, they don't run or anything like that.
No.
They love seeing you.
I have a lot of friends around Montreal, and they're actually really happy that I'm covering and sharing what I find interesting with public in different regions of the Tri-Lakes.
Yeah, well, that's great, and that's the thing is because we're able to make this connection with somebody that's not really all that far away when you think about it.
We're neighbors.
It's true, and one of the things that we've always said to our viewers is go up to Montreal.
For sure.
There's so much arts and culture and things to experience.
In the past 10 years, Montreal has really positioned itself as an Epicurean dream for most tourists, and it's a really wonderful place for all kinds of festivals, activities, concerts. Montreal is a wonderful city for travelers, either for business, for pleasure, or even with families. So I highly encourage everyone to come and at least visit and enjoy what my city has to offer.
Well, that's so wonderful. And we said earlier you've been contributing and not just a few things. You've got a page that's already starting to build, and we're getting comments and people are reacting to your pieces, and that must be fun.
I'm really touched, honestly, with my friends. They're always asking me, Jen, what is there to do this week? What's coming up? And I always seem to have some kind of an answer. I'm a musician and artist myself. I'm a violinist and I'm a singer. So usually I like the arts scene. So I'm always there explaining to all my friends, there's this really interesting event. And speaking of events, there's a really nice fundraiser which is coming up.
Well, yeah, I was figured, we're up here. We were up here last week at the Rialto Theater, which I don't know if you've had a chance to...
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Is that where that's at? and I bet you that's a good time. We have an event coming up called An Evening Inspired by Downton Abbey, which I'm sure our viewers know by now. We've been talking about it quite a bit on our airwaves, and last week I was at the Rialto with Sophie Blackburn, who you haven't met yet.
I haven't met yet.
You guys will hit it off. But yeah, so you're going to help us out a little bit with that.
I am definitely going to help out. I have a couple of friends who's going to be donating some items for the silent auction, so that's definitely a plus.
And it's wonderful for us because people can enjoy this event, have fun, dress up, have a wonderful dinner, at the same time support public television,
and that's
Mountain
an
Lake
amazing
PBS.
cause. I mean, Public Broadcasting Systems is a company that I saw on television since I'm a little girl watching Sesame Street, and it just brings back memories, and I think with everyone that I've spoken to, it holds a special place in their heart, so I really think it's a good cause.
That's great.
I would just like to say too, if there are any French viewers, we are in Montreal, and I am covering a lot of restaurants, hotels, and entertainment venues. If anybody would like to send me comments in French, I'm perfectly bilingual. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions in either English or French. Or Japanese.
and that's much more than I can do. But I know that if I need any help, I can call you. And what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way is to email me directly on the Borderless North website. You can just click the Contact Us link, and I should be able to receive an email. If not, you can personally contact me at my name, Genevieve P.M. Roy, at gmail.com, which is my personal email, and I don't mind sharing it with the audience.
That's great. If I'm ever up in Montreal, I call you and you're going to get me to and fro. So
you'll be taken care of.
That's wonderful. Well, as always, the time sort of flies by. I hope that you'll do Capri Cap with me from time to time.
I would love to.
And maybe come to the States.
I would love to meet everybody on board.
That would be great. And we'll go out to one of our local restaurants and we can maybe sort of compare the two and have some
That
fun.
would be great. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's great, Genevieve. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And that is Capri Cap for this week. Be sure to join me next week for another exciting edition. Until then, join us on that website, borderlessnorth.org.